There are many reasons why people are initially drawn to Qigong practice, but healing is one of the main reasons. Often we have some sort of issue that we're trying to find some sort of solution for, and we try different things, and eventually we'll maybe discover Qigong practice and say, I'm going to give it a try. Hi, I'm Jeff Chand, acupuncturist, practitioner of traditional Chinese medicine, and Qigong instructor. Qigong is excellent for healing many different types of conditions and preventing them from happening. But in this video, I want you to dive a little bit deeper into the idea and the concepts around healing so that it's very clear in our mind. So if we are going to practice Qigong for healing, we understand some of the underlying mechanisms. So if you're new to this YouTube channel, please feel free to subscribe, but ideally, please feel free to sign up for our newsletter so that way you'll get an email anytime we create a new video, and that way you'll be sure you'll never miss them. Sometimes we'll produce a new video and YouTube doesn't always deliver it, but if you're on our newsletter, you'll always get them. And you can unsubscribe anytime you'd like. It's very, very easy. So when we talk about the idea of healing, many people hear it in different ways, but simply, here's one definition of healing. Healing is a process of restoration of health from an unbalanced, diseased, damaged, or unvitalized organism. So simply we have healthy is here, unhealthy is here. Healing is that process to get from unhealthy to being healthy. So being unhealthy could be that you're experiencing pain or discomfort or lack of function, like your lungs aren't functioning correctly or your skin is not functioning correctly. There could be physical issues. It could also be mental or emotional issues as well. So that process of going from unhealthy to being healthy, that's the process of healing. So if we just keep it very simple, going from unhealthy to healthy, I think that's a very good, simple way to keep it in our minds. What I also want to say is that healing is a very natural process. The body is doing it all the time. All day long, we're exposed to sun, we get skin damage. We bump into the wall and then we get soft tissue damage. We eat some foods and we get free radical damage. So our body's constantly repairing and healing itself. This is part of being alive, being a human being in an animal. We're always naturally healing. So this is a very natural process. In Qigong practice, we can help this process, but it's something that's always naturally happening. The body has an amazing ability to sequester its resources. So meaning that we have all this energy and the body can decide, where am I going to spend it? If we have several different things going on, we have pain, we have an issue, we have a trauma, like a cut or a trauma, our body can figure out what's the most important thing to devote our energy to so we can stay healthy. So if you've had a major car accident and you have a major neck injury, your body's probably going to sequester a lot of energy to that back and neck pain. And if you have your little pinky is hurting, it might not heal very well because your body's devoting so much energy to that area. So this is actually quite fantastic and amazing because the body has this internal wisdom that's evolved over millions of years to get to this point, so it knows exactly how to take care of itself. Now I mention this is because when you do a Qigong practice, when you use Qigong for healing, you're actually working with that natural system. You're not trying to override it. You're not trying to take over. You're not trying to direct it in a particular way. You're trying to help it. Now I use that word help because I want to distinguish that between helping and healing. So we have healing, that natural process. And what we can do is we can help that process of that natural healing. So we can do that by making sure that we have good nutrition, we have good rest, we have good hydration, we have low stress levels, we have good circulation. So we can help the healing process by doing all these lifestyle factors. And these aspects can be greatly underestimated as to how important they are. They are extremely helpful in the healing process. When you have a lot of tension and stress in the body can't naturally heal itself. So I want to distinguish, we have healing and we have helping our body. So one more area I'd like to clarify is the difference between symptoms and a syndrome. So a symptom is something that you experience. I feel this. Okay, I was walking, I fell down the stairs, and now I feel pain here, I feel pain here, I feel burning here. These are things that we feel. These are symptoms. So we can have soft tissue, we can have physical things that we feel. We can also have systemic things. When I eat this food, I feel cramps in my stomach. I feel sharpness. I feel burning. So we can experience it all physically or systemically. We can also feel symptoms emotionally and mentally too. I feel nervous. I feel agitated. I feel scared. I feel angry. I feel anxious. These are all things that we are feeling, and these are symptoms. And when we take all these different symptoms and we try to find a pattern, that's when we get a syndrome. So we could have heart disease. It's a combination of many different symptoms. If you have pain here, 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 and it changes with the weather, then maybe the syndrome is going to be arthritis. So we have symptoms and syndromes. When you go to your doctor or your primary care practitioner, what you should ideally do is express all the symptoms that you're experiencing. And ideally, they will help you figure out what the underlying syndrome is. So this is it seems like a very small thing, but there is a big difference between symptoms and syndromes. So how does this all relate to Qigong practice? So we've used 4 different words. Healing, which is the natural process that the body goes through to bring ourselves back to a state of health. Helping, that's the process where we're helping that natural healing process. And we've talked about symptoms, which are things that we feel, and then syndromes, which are the underlying root disease or imbalance. Okay, so simply, Qigong practice can help that natural healing process of many symptoms and some syndromes. Okay, so Qigong practice can naturally help that healing process of symptoms and some syndromes. So if you have a very clearly definable symptom, your body can naturally heal it, and your body's trying to heal it, and Qigong will give you more energy to sequester towards that process. So if you have back pain and neck pain, and your body's trying to heal it, but it just doesn't have enough energy, Qigong practice can give your body the energy, the qi, the nourishment, the oxygen, the air, and the resources so that it can heal it. If the body can naturally heal by something, like you have an injury and it should heal, but it's not, that could be because your body's not sequestering and not sending enough resources and energy and qi to it. And this is where Qigong practice is very, very helpful. I wouldn't be exaggerating if I said that every other day I get some sort of email or message or note somewhere where someone's had something really, really amazing happen because of their Qigong practice. This happens so regularly. But in my mind, when I hear it, I think this is the body's natural healing ability, and Qigong practice is naturally helping it. It's encouraging it, using its own resources, using the body's own resources. So now what I'm trying not to say, but what I'm actually meaning here, is that nothing magical is happening. We are using the body's natural healing ability. There's nothing out of this world or supernatural that's happening. It's all very natural. Now, I find this idea actually extremely empowering because we want to be able to depend our own immune system, our own circulation, our own qi, our own natural ability to breathe in air, take in the qi from the air and use it. Stand on the earth, drop the energy through our feet and send it where it needs to go. I think it's a very empowering idea to think that this is how it's working, rather than thinking that I need to figure out some sort of magical alignment so that all of a sudden I can snap my fingers and all my syndrome, my symptoms, and everything is gone. We can use this wisdom that's thousands and thousands of years old, that's been practiced by millions of people. And there's a reason why these simple movements affect the body in some sort of way. Whether we know about it academically or not, that's a whole nother question. But there is a reason why all these natural, gentle, safe, simple movements are helping this natural healing process. So I'm saying this because I want you to feel encouraged, inspired, and empowered. Like, I want you to know that your body can heal. Now, one thing I am trying to also say is that sometimes some syndromes are very complicated. Something such as generalized anxiety disorder, the symptoms of it can be quite intense, but the underlying syndrome is pretty well understood. Now, when we say something like the word cancer, that is a complicated syndrome. It's not just one syndrome. There's many, many different types. There's many different reasons, there's many different causes, there's many different cures, there's many different complications with it. And to say that, hey, here's the one magical thing you can do to help this one thing, I don't know if maybe it exists, but I'm not really aware of it. I think it's much more realistic to start breaking it down and thinking about your symptoms and how can I help my body heal. And then work with everybody. Work with all your practitioners, all your doctors, all different modalities, different types of therapy, everything, and try to find a formula that's going to work for you. Try to feel empowered, feel encouraged, feel as if your body wants to be healthy and it wants to heal, and let's just give it all the resources that it needs.